Hi, it's Marina, Alchemist. It's time for Pick Your Own Card weekly guidance for the 19th through to the 25th of June. So this is summer solstice or winter solstice week. So we've got really beautiful vibrations and energies happening through this week. That's on Tuesday. And so if you've not had a chance to pick your card, I want you to tune into cards 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to reveal the messages, themes, and energies that will support you this week. I would encourage you to listen to all 3 because they're all going to layer and weave into each other. So you get a kind of real complete picture. But obviously your focus will be your main message. And the bonus card this week is about growth and up level, which is perfect for the solstice vibes because we're really setting ourselves up for the next 6 months, growth and up level. Okay. So if you've tuned into cards 1, and as I say, do listen to all 3 messages to get a complete picture. So true service. So what you've got is this female that's really kind of tuning into her own light. And we've got these beautiful kind of waterfalls. And we've kind of got the key in the divine light there. And you've got all of this like amazing, beautiful blue kind of water mist all around. And so true service is really recognizing where we are in service to ourselves and service to others. And are we in service to ourselves in an aligned and balanced way? Or do we give too much to other people and we give too much to other people first? And we're kind of like last on the list. We don't give ourselves a lot of time to be in true service to ourselves. And also, are we really following our heart? Are we weighed down by obligation and shoulds and have tos rather than this is what really lights me up? And I know that for some that's a bit more challenging. So you might be stuck in a job that you really, really, really don't like. But of course, circumstances dictate that obviously you need the financial income. But are you weighing that up with doing activities outside that do light you up? So there's at least a little bit of balance that's going on there. Or are you working extra hours? Are you working past your time because you feel it's expected of you? You don't go out of the door dead on, your shift ending and things like that. So this card is inviting you to be in, kind of really reflect on how you are being in true service to yourself. And are there any tweaks? Are there any shifts? Are there any boundaries that need to be set in order for you to be able to connect in with your light? And the purpose of this is when we are in true service to ourselves and we are filling our time, a little bit every day with something that really lights us up and really fulfills us, fills our cup up, then we give to others from a completely different place. We're not giving from resentment. We're not giving from a place of have to and obligation. It's like, no, I really want to do this. And this feels really good for me as much as it feels good for you. Now, of course, we've always got responsibilities and there's going to be things that we do that we need to do because it's supporting our family. And we've signed up for that as a responsibility. But if our life is filled with all of those things, then we're not being in true service to ourselves and we're not being in true service to our soul's journey and feeling fulfilled some of the time. And ideally all of the time, but that's not reality. It's not human experience. We have to have the polarity of that as well. But this is about achieving some element of true service to yourself. So how can you do more of that this week? Have you let some of that slip recently and you need to just kind of tweak and nudge that so that you are spending a little bit of time with yourself, doing things that you truly love or discovering the things that you love? And it might be that you're not even sure because you've just not given yourself the time to even do that. So this card is saying, how can you up level your true service to yourself this week? And just then see when you are supporting others and being in service to them, it comes from a completely different place. And that is a win-win for everybody. So, true service. Let me know how the card resonates. And if you want to go deeper or you want to get your own deck of cards, then the Akashic Oracle deck is the one that I'm using. This is my deck, and it comes with a free masterclass and also a free antique style key that you can use as a pendulum or as a totem to connect with the records. And the masterclass supports you with teaching you how to use the cards with the records as well and how to access them. So let me know, or if you want to work with me one-to-one, then you can do that from £33 per month, and we can have 4 sessions over the year, because my Empowerment Oracle sessions are a 3-month forecast, and we get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on. And also we do some Akashic Record healing to support you with moving forward as well. So reach out to me if either of those things feel like, yes, I want to jump into that and I want to learn more, or I need to be supported more. Okay, so if you pick card 2, this is the card that I picked. It is self-confidence. So this week is going to be a week of feeling more confident or working on your confidence. Now, what I'm just going to encourage you to do is go back and listen to card 1 if you've not done that, because this is going to also support you with this card. So self-confidence. So it might be that you're finding yourself becoming more confident in a certain situation or doing a certain thing within your business or within work. And, you know, repetition is the thing that brings confidence, because we become more practiced at it, and then it becomes more natural. And then, you know, we really start to build our self-belief around it, and our confidence comes as well. So confidence isn't a thing that you have before you do something that you've never done before. There's always going to be the fear, and you have to push through the fear to then do the thing, realize actually it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be, and then you start to do it again and again and again, and you build confidence. And so if you are lacking self-confidence in yourself or in your abilities, in your life, in your relationships, whatever it might be, this card is asking you to look at ways that you can elevate your self-confidence. And it might be that you have to do a bit of work on that. And I think I've got at least one meditation journey that I will link at the end of this YouTube video that can support you with self-confidence. But I have a specific masterclass also that is about elevating your self-confidence as well. So that might be something that you may want to dig deeper with and really look at your self-confidence in a bigger way, and then go on a deeper Akashic healing journey to support that. For some of you, you might, as I say, notice that you're becoming more confident and you're more stepping into your power, you're stepping into your light in a bigger way. And that's just going to continue. And you can see that we've got all of this beautiful light, which is kind of totally fitting with summer solstice. There's a lot of yellow and a lot of gold in this card. So it's really feeling the vibes of the solstice, feeling confident, feeling inspired. And this card is just saying, really go for it this week. Really elevate it as much as you can. You can do this. This is what this card is saying. So if it's a little bit of doubt and insecurity, dig deep and know that you can move forward. You can absolutely move forward. And that is the thing that builds your self-confidence. Your confidence doesn't come first. When you think about when you were riding a bike and you learned to ride a bike, you didn't feel confident about getting on the bike. That was a process that you needed to build through repetition till you got to the point that you could actually ride the bike, or do some, learn to drive, or whatever it might have been, learn to swim. And it's only through repetition that you then built your confidence. And that is the same for everything. So as I say, if it's in your own abilities within your business or within your work or within your relationships, or changing a habit or a pattern, it's through repetition that you get confident and it becomes more natural. So self-confidence, how can you elevate your confidence or celebrate your self-confidence this week? Beautiful summer solstice vibes, winter solstice vibes in that card. So really use that energy to boost your confidence and push through. Perhaps you need to face your fears and feel it and do it anyway. It's like pushing through the fear zone, through the comfort zone into the growth zone and get confident. So dig deep into your confidence. You've totally got this. And if you need extra support, or if you want to get your own deck of cards, then please use the links below. With an Empowerment Oracle, we have 8 cards. It's 60 minutes. It includes Akashic Record healing. We look at your next 3 months. We get into the nuts and bolts of that, and we do some Akashic Record healing to support you moving forward as well. And you can start that from £33 a month, and you would work with me for the whole year, 4 sessions. So I get to really hold you and kind of walk you through the next 12 months, which is amazing. And I love doing that. I love working with people over a long period of time because I can see the growth and transformation in that. Okay, so if you pick card 3, and I do encourage you to go back and listen to the other cards because they are weaving into each other, it's soul contracts. So there is a connection here that's going to be surfacing this week, and where we've got a soul contract. And the soul contract could be positive. It could be one that you want to release. So this is about having soulful awareness. It's about having an awareness of your connections. It could be somebody that steps into your experience, into your life, into your work, into, you know, as a client, into a community group, something that, you know, you're kind of training in, and you get to meet some new people. There could be a contract there. So it could be somebody that is here to support you and elevate your path, or support you with moving you forward and progressing. It could also be a contract with somebody that it's a bit more challenging, and obviously there's lessons, there's a karmic pattern that's been shown to you. It also can be a contract of somebody that you've already let go of, an ex. And this could be a colleague, it could be a workplace, you know, like a contract there. It could be a family member that you no longer speak to, and there's still an element of a soul contract there. So I would encourage you to do any cutting of cords and breaking of soul contracts. And if you've got my cards, then I do talk you through how to do the Akashic healing in that masterclass. So you could use the soul contracts as your thing that you want to release, and cords, and use the activation and the key, as I've demonstrated in that. If you haven't got my cards, then this is about intention, asking to connect in with your Akashic records, and asking for any soul contracts to be rescinded, to be burnt in the violet flame. Any cords, you could ask for Archangel Michael to step in and ask him to give you his sword so you can cut the cords. So it's more of an empowering exercise rather than relying on Archangel Michael to do that. You're more than capable of doing that. Or you can imagine yourself with a pair of scissors, and you're doing this for the highest good of all, and you're seeing yourself energetically cutting those cords with a pair of, you know, you might want to imagine them as being violet flame scissors, and using those to cut the cords. But soul contracts, so just notice what kind of people are showing up in your experience this week, and you know you can tune in and ask your guides, do I have a contract with this person, and is it an aligned contract, or is it kind of past its time, and can I release this contract? But if you find that you've got a challenging contract, then do what you can to release that. And as I say, do it for the highest good of all concerned. And see what lessons and learnings there are. What is the gold within that relationship, or that connection that has been, or it still is. And, you know, just release everything with love. Release everything with divine love, and just, you know, you're ready to move on now. And you've got what you needed from this contract, but you now want to break it, rescind it, dissolve it, relinquish it, release it, whatever words you want to use that kind of means that you let it go. So, bit of work to do with the soul contracts card. It's all perfect. You're more than capable of doing that. But if you do feel that you want a bit more support with that, then reach out. There's lots of ways that I can support you, and or you may just want to get the Oracle card deck in the masterclass and see how you could do it through that as well. So you're still here, hopefully. You've listened to all 3 cards because they all weave into each other. and you want to know what the growth and up level card is, which is the solstice vibe card as well. Growth and up level. This is where your growth and your up levels are linked to for this week anyway. But I like to think for the next 6 months, actually, you're going to find a lot of growth and up level. Uncomfortableness. It's okay. It's all perfect. We're here for it. We're totally here for it. We don't get, from a lessons perspective and a growth perspective, what we can't handle. We're not given anything more than we can't handle. Your soul is choosing these things. Consciously and unconsciously, we are choosing things as well. So the more awareness we have around our behaviors, our actions, our thoughts, the people that we surround ourselves with, the things that we spend our time doing, even when we're in the unconscious, kind of automatic mode, the more conscious we can bring to our stuff, the more that we can then realize, actually, I don't want to do that anymore, and I'm going to do this instead, or I'm going to discover what I need to do instead to release that, or release that person, or whatever. So growth and up level, your card is compassion and empathy. Coming from the heart, really tuning in to what is filling me up. This is growth and up level. So this is working through obligation. This is working through the shoulds and the have tos. Is there enough of me being fulfilled in my life? Or am I relying on others to create the fulfillment for me? Am I relying on my circumstances to magically change for me to fulfilled? Or am I actively doing something to seek my fulfillment and bring it into my experience? That's one part of the growth and up level. Compassion and empathy. Where can you have more compassion and empathy for yourself? Really tuning into the heart chakra energy. This is where things get unlocked. This is where your reality can change through your conscious choice, coming from the heart, having more compassion for yourself, letting go of those disappointments, those regrets, the guilt, the shame that you're hanging on to. Enough is enough. Show more compassion to yourself. Have more empathy. Speak to yourself with more kindness. When you get triggered, or you feel that you've let others down, or you've let yourself down, you've not done well enough, compassion and empathy is where you need to go to. The default needs to change to compassion and empathy, rather than criticism, judgment, punishment, being hard on ourselves, because that is the natural default in terms of the programming that we're holding on to from thousands of years. That is the program that we hold on to. It's always looking at what's wrong. That is the ego default. What didn't I do well enough in? What have I missed? What mistake have I made? What did I do wrong in that situation? Compassion and empathy. And so this takes time, and it takes awareness. You need to know when you're actually doing it to then be able to do something about it. So this is where the growth and up level comes. Oh, okay. So when I'm triggered, I tend to blame myself straight away. And that's an automatic response. Why am I doing that? Do I actually need to blame myself? Or is somebody else got to take part in that? Or have I got to admit that maybe I didn't think about it well enough, or I didn't give myself enough time and I've just rushed, and then it's not the outcome that I wanted? So these are the questions, these are the things, this is the awareness that you need to start bringing in. It takes practice. And this is where the compassion and the empathy comes in. Give yourself time and space. And when you see that there are things that you need to change, then you do it with compassion and empathy. You do it with kindness. And you might want to just say out loud, I'm going to do this with kindness. I'm going to be kind to myself here. And I'm not going to make any judgments about myself. And I'm going to stop criticizing myself and just assuming it's my fault, and dropping the guilt, whatever it might be that's the driver. So this is where your growth and up level is to start coming from a place of compassion and empathy. And it might be also for somebody else, where you've been holding somebody in a lot of heavy energy. It might be that there's a part of you that needs to own up to your part in that, and you need to have compassion and empathy for yourself because you're admitting that and owning it, which helps the growth and the movement and letting go. But maybe the compassion and empathy of the other person's actions and choices. Might be that leads to forgiveness. It might not, it doesn't matter. But as long as we're holding ourselves in compassion and empathy and forgiveness, and we can get to that point, then there's huge growth and up level in that. And that is a lifetime journey. But in the solstice vibes, we are being shown that again. It's a reminder that this is where our growth and up level really sits. And if we can really come from that space for ourselves, my God, we can change the world. Imagine what we can do externally, you know, and what we can do for our own, for ourselves in our relationships, the relationship to self. So compassion and empathy is your growth and up level. So let me know how those cards resonate. I really hope that they support you. Also, to let you know, if you want to do, you can do a one-to-one with me. That's perfect. You may want to get your own deck of cards. Also, to let you know, on the 22nd, in my free Facebook community group, which is the Soul Alchemist community, I am doing free one-to-one cards, personal readings from 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. UK time. If you're on Facebook and you're already in that community, amazing. If you're not, I'll drop a link in the comments below so you can join that community, and I can do within that 1 hour, for those that show up live, I can do a one-to-one reading for you, just to kind of show you what's going on and, you know, maybe what's coming up. So yeah, do join me for that. It's on the 22nd of June, 7 till 8 p.m. UK time. So that's British summertime, BST. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you there. Otherwise, let me know how these cards landed for you, what the message is, what you took from them, what you're going to maybe set up for this week or think about going forward. And I'll speak to you very soon. I'll see you in 7 days. Love and blessings, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.